What's up, all you little turd burglars?
Oh, I wasn't thinking you were going to go in the poop range.
Well, seeing that I am probably going to have to leave this podcast to take a shit because I just drank all that coffee and have been vaping.
Oh, yeah, you are going to poo your pants.
I
Welcome
am.
back.
Welcome back. If you guys don't know, this is Too Tough to Cry, and I am Shanley.
And I'm Jack.
Hi. We've missed you. I feel like we haven't, even though we just put an episode out last week, I feel like we were filming back to back to back, and now
I know,
because we were. A break.
Well, because now we wanted to, have some episodes locked and loaded so that we could upload them, but we realized that we like to talk about things that are in the now.
Yeah.
So it's hard to film even a week in advance.
Yeah.
So we're doing like 1 to 2 days in advance now.
Yeah, we've learned our lesson. We're too much of chatty Cathys to want to wait. Or, yeah, right? Wanting to wait for a week to film.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
And like also not to mention, like right now, if I bring up the fact that Kylie Jenner finally announced that she is in fact pregnant, but this episode came out in a week and a half from now, nobody
Everyone
would give
be
a
like,
rat's ass.
Way to hop on the fucking Kylie Jenner train, guys. That was 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Low key, it's been quite a while. That rumor has been flying around.
I know.
The
That's
old
why
TikTok.
Even though it was only confirmed today, it feels like still an old source, like a little, what am I trying to say? Gossip, like an old piece of gossip.
I just love that everyone who did the detective work
I know.
really figured it out. Props to you guys. But now she's showing, so she's quite a bit along.
Yeah, I wonder how long.
She didn't say in her video.
No.
I'm gonna assume 3 or 4 months pregnant.
Yeah, probably. And she might even be more pregnant because that video might have been from like a month and a half ago.
That's true.
And it's only out now. So I don't know. Because in it was actually really cute. There was a part where it was like, you're only
Travis.
a few. I know. I
love
them
her and
too.
Travis so much.
But there was a part that was like, you're only a few days away from a heartbeat. And that was so cute.
When can you hear a heartbeat?
Don't fucking ask me. You think I know anything about babies?
No, but my friend is about to pop. Like, legitimately, I think she finds out on Friday. Well, she has to get a C-section.
Oh, right.
So, because the baby's just growing.
Oh, it's too big? That's why she has to get a C-section?
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of fluid because it has the diabetes. It's like when you get diabetes in the womb. I don't know what it's called.
Wait, what? Her baby has diabetes?
Yeah, right now inside her body. It might not have diabetes when it comes out. I don't know how that works. I don't know if I'm even giving facts right now.
I have no idea.
Starts with a G. It's like, I was going to say geriatric, but that's not it.
No, that's like, isn't that old people?
Just gestational diabetes. I think it's like during your period of being pregnant, she can't eat like sugars and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have been crushing Grey's Anatomy, and Addison Montgomery, Kate Walsh's character, she's a baby surgeon, and I guess she's like a gynecologist surgeon, and I was really hoping that I'd picked up some knowledge from her, but
looks like you have none,
not even a little.
Yeah, I know nothing about
all
pregnancies.
Grey's Anatomy has done to me is if I have like a back pain, I'm like, it's not just a back pain, it's a tumor and it's inside my intestines, and now it's aching my back, and it's too late. They're gonna go in and tell me there is nothing they can do,
or I have a bomb in my gut.
Yeah. The real extreme.
It's a bomb, and I just now figured out that there is a bomb, and there's no living from it.
I have not known that.
Oh gosh darn it, a bomb again.
Oh jeez. Well, I just watched the end of season 5 or 6. I think end of 6.
Oh, you're on a roll. There's like 30 episodes a season.
I know.
It's a lot of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I've been really like crushing it almost too hard, and it's to a point of like being embarrassing.
How many seasons are there?
I think they're on season like 18. So I have a ways to go. But because it's
some shows need to end after.
Addison, the character I was just talking about, she's coming back because she was on for a few seasons. Then she went to do her own series, be her own lead in Private Practice.
Nice, good for her.
Now that's over. I think that's been over for a bit, but she's coming back to Grey's Anatomy. So that show, I don't think they have an end in sight. Ellen Pompeo, the lead, Meredith.
Yeah, well, I know who you're talking about.
She makes like $550,000 an episode.
I feel like that's
episodes
not a lot.
a season.
I mean, I know that's a lot, but as a main character who's been on for so long, is that like
I'm doing the
normal? I
math.
feel like people get paid $1 million an episode sometimes on like bigger shows, but Grey's Anatomy is a big show.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see.
Well,
she's making $13 million a season.
I understand.
How many seasons has she been on? Let's just even put 10 seasons in, because there's 18.
$130 million.
Yeah.
Or 132.
She's probably made like almost $500 million from this show.
I understand that's a lot of money, but I feel like some people get paid more in the shows.
I don't know if it's for TV shows. I know people get, like, obviously all the Marvel actors, they're getting paid $30 million for a movie. I think when you do shows, it's per episode is always lower because it's the whole season.
Okay, let's
if they give her $1 million, then that means she'd be making $18 million.
This is the character I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with
oh wait, no. $24 million.
Khaleesi in Game of Thrones. What's her name? The actor's name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Khaleesi.
What is her name? Emilia Clarke.
Okay, fuck. Okay, let me delete this. Emilia Clarke. Emilia. I spelled that. No, I didn't. Wow, Clarke. What do I say? Like
how much she was paid per episode?
Per
episode salary, and it's probably gone up though too. When she first booked
who is the highest paid character in Game of Thrones?
Who is it?
Okay, why? Oh. Okay, maybe you're right. Because it says several Game of Thrones actors earned over $500,000.
Yeah, I think because
including Emilia Clarke.
They have to break it down for season. If you're doing
she was paid $710,000 per episode.
How many episodes per season?
I think season 8. They increased the pay.
Yeah, but
what this says right here. Okay, the internet. We've already established this is a crock of crap. This right here says Emilia Clarke was paid $1.2 million per episode. See, I'm telling you, I've seen like big payouts to celebrities on shows that they've been on for a while.
Well, I don't know, because Grey's Anatomy is a huge show, but I think
because there's so many episodes, they can't afford to do that. I mean, that's stupid. They probably can, but you're
also
still making a lot of money per season.
Well, actually, I was gonna say, I think because every episode, they have like 10 main characters that are in every single episode that are the main characters, and then they have their little side day players and everything. But Game of Thrones has a fuck ton of main characters too, so they have a lot of people that they're paying out, and it's huge too.
Big old budget. So I guess, I mean, there's a lot more involved, I think, in Game of Thrones than there is in a hospital for Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah,
you have so much character building and world building in Game of Thrones, minus the fucking last season. Fuck off.
But also, I wonder how much money Game of Thrones made for HBO versus how much money Grey's Anatomy makes for ABC.
That's something we'll do off camera.
Yeah,
I'm very
I know.
curious about that too. But aside from binge watching Grey's Anatomy for your entire life, excuse me. How are you?
Oh, I'm fucking fantastic. My nails are all breaking and ripping off my actual nail bed, so I think I'm going to go the natural route and take all of my long nails off.
I love that. Ooh,
for a little bit.
Put this up to my belly right now. It's making some grueling noises. Maybe that shit's coming sooner than I think.
Oh God, we're going to have to pause real fast. But so I'm excited to have no nails because I'm tired of them for a little bit.
That is an exhilarating story that everyone wanted to know.
Well,
what is she doing with her nails next?
You asked. And also, we're going to get our hair colored this weekend.
That is true. We are. We both don't know what we're doing.
I kind of have a feeling I'm probably just going to be really red again.
And I have zero idea.
Yeah.
I've have a couple ideas that I would fuck with, but it all depends on him. So that's on Friday, right?
Yep, Friday, 7 a.m.
7 a.m. flight, baby.
We're off, and then we get back Saturday. And
very short trip, but I'm excited. We'll probably film some content while we're there for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm going to take my camera.
Sure. We had a night out this past weekend.
Oh, yeah,
we went karaokeing. I've never karaoke'd in my life. my whole life, like in front of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And then Shanley got blackout drunk before dinner even ended.
Yep.
And that's the first thing we did.
Yes.
Walks right up on stage.
Because we got there and I was like, we're going up and we're singing. You're like, no, I've never sang in front of someone. And I don't think I've ever heard Shanley sing.
I don't ever really even sing.
Like, even in the car, like, maybe.
I have a terrible voice.
Yeah, but so do I. But I'm over there being like, la. Like, you, I feel like in cars are like,
I'll mouth it,
like,
yeah. Like
it doesn't.
I will never say anything out loud.
No volume actually comes out. But so I love karaoke because that's the only time I get to pretend I have a good voice and I'm on stage for hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, according to the boys, we really put on a show.
Yeah.
The whole bar was loving it. I don't remember. I literally don't remember singing.
We sang I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys because let me get one thing straight to you people. Karaoke is not about what song you want to sing. It's not about your fantasy because people aren't going to care if you go up and sing a random indie song that no one's ever heard of. They want to hear the bops that they can sing along to.
The bops.
So that's why I stick with classics. I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. Everyone knows that song. So when I want to do one of these, tell me why. Point to the audience. They're gonna sing along. And that's exactly what we did.
And then I threw up that night and the next day.
Yep.
I wasn't
Cam threw up too.
Cam threw up.
We
can't drink.
Me and Scott, we were like, okay, good night.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to put up with us. Wait, was I sloppy?
No, not at all. You went and threw up, and then you laid on the couch, and I was like, don't you have to get home to your dogs? And you were like, we'll leave at like 6 a.m.
And which we did.
I know.
Internal alarm clock, woke up and left.
Didn't you take your dogs for a walk at like
Yeah, we
6:30?
got home and walked the dogs.
Yeah.
And they were fine. They didn't do anything bad. We have good dogs sometimes.
Yeah.
But how am I, you ask?
Oh, hey, how are you?
You know what? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Jack. I got a new tattoo. You guys, I'm not lifting my leg. It's on my leg. It's my thigh. I guess I could stand up and you guys can see my sexy thighs if you're watching this on YouTube. But got a new tattoo.
It's a rabbit with a top hat.
Oh, yes. A rabbit with a top hat.
It's so cute.
I love it. I'm getting another one next week, so it matches. It's going to be a fox with a skirt.
A cute little couple.
A little couple. And today, I've been in kind of a funk, if you will. Very emotional for no reason. Do you ever have this feeling, you guys? I'm just curious. Like, you see something and it's really nostalgic to you, so then you go down this deep-ass dark hole of, like, what you used to do in your life, who you used to hang out with, and, like, then you start to miss it, but you realize that, like, you don't need to miss it because you're in a good point in your life, but you're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
I did that today, and you're going to laugh because it's a really stupid reason why I did that, but I saw a TikTok, and this is not me just, like, name dropping or anything. I saw a TikTok about G-Eazy and Halsey, right, and how their song, You and I, or whatever, Him and I, was meant for Lana Del Rey and G-Eazy, and like, cause there's background vocals that are Lana's, I think.
Oh wow.
In that song that are not Halsey's. So I was like, oh, like, let me go listen. And I listened, and then I was like, remember when I used to hang out with G?
Yeah, you and him were buddies.
Yeah, like, remember when G and I used to fucking hang out? Like, G's one of the nicest people I've ever met. I have nothing bad to say about him, but I was like, damn, that was a time in my life where I used to hang out with G and I used to hang out with Halsey. And now I don't do that. Like, I don't have any desire to do that, but I was like, what if? Like, what if I continued down that lane, like, just fucking hanging out with people and not giving a shit?
Well, I think that's kind of what we've been talking about, how when we moved out to LA, like, you party really hard because that's just kind of how you make new friends and what you think you should be doing. But then you start to realize, like, okay, this is not the life that I want to live. Yeah. Had you stayed buddy with G and Halsey and partying every night.
Dark place for me. I would have never gotten out of it. I mean, I saw some of the people that, like, a couple weeks ago, I saw some of the people that I used to hang out with, like G and everybody that are part of the crew. And it was really nice to see them. But I was just like, everyone's just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, good
like
for everybody.
When you're G-Eazy and you're making multi-million dollars because you're a huge artist and you want to go party every night, but then obviously when you have to clean it up and go on tour and do your music videos, like, you have that. But then if you're just part of, like, the groupie squad where you're just going to party with them, then when they do have to
you just call me a groupie.
No. I just meant, like, someone who's going out and partying with them all the time. Because, like, even me, like, I was a groupie of, like, the guys that we were both friends with, in the sense of that I would just wait for them to be like, okay, we're doing this tonight. And I would go do it. Yeah. I didn't really have, like, plans of my own or things of my own going on. And then
I get that. I mean, obviously, like I said, I don't really miss it. Like, I'm not like, oh, I need to do that. I was just like, I used to do that.
Yeah.
But then it just like turned into this like emotional spiral. Like, I went up to Cam, like, do you still love me? Like, it
oh
was just
my God.
a shit show. I think I might be going through a midlife crisis, like, or at least I'm teetering the edge of a midlife crisis. And I can say midlife now because I don't plan on really that I'm going to live after 60.
Oh, shut the front door.
I don't want to be that old though, for real.
But 60 is not old. My dad is 65 and he is chipper.
Well, I'm not. Okay. Well, then I'm going through a third life crisis.
Yeah. People can live longer and healthier lives now. I don't think I ever want to be at the point where like I need someone to assist me in my day-to-day activities and all of that. But I want to live a long, healthy life. I told you this yesterday. I want to be Frankie. I was about to say Grace. I want to be Frankie from Grace and Frankie.
The quirky old woman?
Yeah, she's so fucking funny. She's my spirit animal. She's my goals of life. I also with a mix of Grace because Jane Fonda's such an icon. If you guys have not watched
I
Grace
haven't
and
watched
Frankie,
it. I think I watched like an episode of it a long time ago and I just have never watched it.
Wow. I cannot recommend that show enough. I feel it doesn't get enough hype because people are ageist and I think that they see Jane Fonda and the other woman's name is slipping from my brain, but she's amazing and hilarious. Lily Tomlin and they see them and they think maybe this is a show for older people and stuff, but it's so funny. Scott and I binge watch it all the time.
Okay, well maybe we'll do that.
It's amazing. It's so funny. It has great life lessons.
We're currently binge watching Wife Swap.
Oh God.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so funny, right?
It's so bad, but so good.
Because these people are crazy.
Yeah, I know. But I read some stuff that a lot of it's made up and like people are put in that situation, but still. It is so good. I actually recently came across, and the reason why we watched Swipe Swap because of TikTok.
Yeah,
like, there's videos.
The woman that went to the Southern house and she saw the Confederate flag and started crying.
Yeah, the now they wear their daughter's crocheted.
Yep.
Okay, I saw that. Yep, they're doing well. Looks like appears to be.
Well, we loved her views on life, so I'm glad that she's doing well.
I'm very happy, and I hope that I'm doing well. Today I haven't been. But hey, I've been through a lot in life, and that's why we're here today, not only for the podcast, but because I'm going to talk about reality television today.
Oh, yes.
Because, those who have been following me and those who are new here, some people want to know about my experience.
Yeah.
And some people don't know, but I was on reality television, not to toot my own horn. No, honestly, it's something that I'm going to have to live with, like, for the rest of my life. It's like a part of me that I don't want to claim anymore, but
I know, because you still, like, whenever you go on live or anything or people ask you questions, they always bring up
it's nonstop. And I don't blame people. Like, that's where my following comes from, is like from being seen on television.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, I was on MTV. I did Are You the One the first season, no big deal. Are You the One Second Chance is the first season and the only season. And X on the Beach, the US version, the first season. Not a big deal. So I've done 3 reality television shows.
Yeah, crushed it.
And I've done like some like special episodes and shit for that too.
You did like a, what's it called?
I did a baby shower reunion.
Yeah,
I've done like when a new season's coming out, we would do like those confessionals. We'd go and talk about the people on that season.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a few of those. And I was asked to do the challenge multiple times, but I denied it every time.
You would have crushed that, but I think that actually
I would have probably stayed in reality television if I went down that road.
I think you would have stayed in reality television, and I also think it would have, like, I don't know if mentally you would have been able to handle that.
What the fuck are you saying?
Because no.
I'm insulted.
Because kind of getting into one of the things that I'm sure you want to talk about is they had already painted you as a villain. They would have continued to paint you as a villain throughout the challenge series, and I feel that would have eventually
taken a toll.
Yeah.
I can I won't say yes or no to that, because honestly, even when I was painted as a villain during Second Chances, I was okay from it. Like I was just like shocked. So yes, this is what we're going to be talking about today, you guys. Hey, buckle in. Buckle in because
Buckle up.
I'm going to give you as much information as I possibly can about my experience and the behind the scenes. Because guess what? I'm not fucking tied to a contract, baby.
Hell yeah.
Y'all are screwed.
No, what is it? NDAs?
I think it's an NDA, but it's a full ass contract of like you can't talk about anything for a year.
Oh, it's only 1 year?
Yeah, I think so. Unless I have contracts that I don't remember that I signed that I'm not allowed. But if that is the case, sue me. I don't care.
Whatever.
It's fucking been a while. And you guys didn't tell me I was going to be on Netflix. So also.
Yeah, where's that
sue
paycheck
me.
at, MTV?
Seriously. I don't know if it would be MTV, though. Would MTV get the paycheck or Lighthearted, the production company?
I don't know.
Me either.
I have absolutely no idea.
Well. Okay, where do we start? Where do we begin? Do you want me to just start from the beginning of like
you start? You take the ropes on this one.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll start off with I never intended on being in a reality show. I think in high school I was voted, the superlative where it's like, what were you going to be most likely to do? People said I was most likely to become famous. I'm very famous.
The most famous.
I mean, compared to some people from home, but that's neither here nor there.
You're always a little more famous than somebody. So
well,
that's good.
But for myself, I never intended to ever be on reality television or TV shows or movies or anything like that. I literally wanted to move to Los Angeles, find Shia LaBeouf, and marry him. That was it. That was my goal.
That even from 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
I've loved him ever since Even Stevens. I fell in love with him during Holes and then literally became obsessed during Transformers. No, Disturbia. Eagle Eye. Any of them.
A toss
it doesn't
up.
matter. Like Cam and I are watching Transformers right now. We're going through the series. Like we like to do these little marathons. And we're in Transformers, and every time when Mickey comes on screen, I'm like, oh, he's so good looking. And Cam just stares at me. He's like, really? You're just gonna flirt with another dude in front of me? I'm like, it's Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, you can look at Megan Fox if you want.
Fucking look at Megan Fox's titties. I don't care. Shia LaBeouf. He's near and dear to my heart, even despite all the things that he's been a part of. But I digress. So never wanted to be on any of this stuff, and MTV actually came to my college. I was at Indiana University Bloomington. IU, go Hoosiers. Haha. And my roommate actually. It was for The Real World. My roommate was like, we need to go to these auditions. I want to go. You need to come with me. And I was like, all right, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
And so these auditions were very open to the public. And all you do, there's like 10 people that sit at a table. You go around, say your name, where you're from, your age, and an interesting fact about you. And so I sat there with everybody. Everybody's going around doing this. And I can't remember the fact that I said about me. I wish I could remember. But I said it, and then that was that. And then you go, you leave. But right before I left, the guy that was sitting at the table doing these interviews was like, Shanley, can you stay back? I was like, okay.
Did they ask your roommate?
No, I was the only one to get asked to stay. He was like talking to me, basically saying that he was really interested in getting to know me more. So then they hand you a packet of like 500 questions. Oh. And you have to sit there for like 2-3 hours. It took me so long to fill out this packet, and it's very personal questions. MTV knows more about me than I think people in my life do, like actual friends. They know every detail of everything that I've ever done, what sex toys I use, like just anything and everything. It's crazy. The questions they ask is a little ridiculous. So I fill it out. I leave, whatever. I get a call that week. They have me come in for an on-camera interview, set up at a hotel. I do that. I go through that interview. I make it through the next round.
Jeez.
And I'm just sitting there like, I don't even really want to do this. But like, it was cool because everyone else was invested. All of my friends in college were very invested. And I remembered I was in the semifinals round, and I had to make a home video. This is the round you make the home video that you see on a lot of reality shows.
When you get like, I feel like they don't really show. Actually, they probably do.
They used to show it all the time.
Yeah.
And so during that time, I just remember being like, I don't want to miss any school. Like I've already missed enough. I had transferred quite a bit, and I was already a year behind. So I was like, I'm just gonna say no. And so I dropped out of the running. It was that. I just said, I'm not gonna continue with this, and it is what it is. I put that behind me, didn't really give a shit. I was having fun in college. It was my last year. And then legitimately the week before finals, I get a random phone call, and it's from the production company working with MTV, and they're like, hey, like, you know, we've seen some information on you. We really think you'd be a perfect fit for the show. Would you like to kind of move forward with this audition process? And I was like, what is it? And they were like kind of telling me it's like a new dating show. It's gonna be on MTV, da da da. It's gonna be in a tropical location. And I was like, fuck yeah. They're like, you're gonna be moved ahead. Like, you're gonna be skipping process because we already have all that information. And I was like, all right. So basically, I graduated. I took my last finals. I'm in this process of the audition. All I had to do was Skype with somebody, send in the home tape, home video, and then they flew me out to Los Angeles for my audition. It was for Are You the One, the first show that I did. I landed in Los Angeles and immediately had a 103-degree temperature. Oh. I was sick as a fucking goat, like miserable, miserable. And I had to fill out packets again. I'm in my room. They're keeping me in there. So we stay there the night before, and the next day is the interview. And they're like, do you think you can do it? And I was like, go get me 2 Red Bulls and get me Dayquil. I fucking hopped up on Red Bull, hopped up on Dayquil. And I was like, I'm going in there. I go into this room not expecting, like, I didn't know what to expect. I sit down. I'm in front of like 10 people. I don't know who the fuck they were at the time.
Probably
I didn't know.
All like producers.
They were all producers. Yeah. All the producers were there. And all they did was interview me. And I do remember one specific question, and it was about Shia LaBeouf, or not Shia, who was my celebrity crush, and I talked about it, Shia LaBeouf, and the guy there was like, I've met him, he's great, and like we went off, like whatever. I killed my interview because I was so fucked up on Red Bull and Dayquil. I left. I was with a couple of others from the show, and we flew home. We stayed in contact, and we were like, let me know if you get a call. One by one, the 2 people I was with got calls, and I was like, I haven't gotten it yet. And then they finally called and said, you're leaving in a week for Hawaii.
Oh, I just got the chills. That's so exciting.
Like, what? Hawaii? I was so stoked. I've never been to Hawaii. Didn't know what I was getting myself into. So packed up, basically quit my job, but like just said that I was leaving for a reality show and they didn't care.
Yeah.
And yeah, I arrived in Hawaii with boys and girls. We're all separate for the first couple of days you're there. You're in a hotel. And they're kind of like letting you know what you're going to do. You stay in your room. You get to keep your phone until the last day in the hotel, and then they take it. So I was in Hawaii. I met some of the other girls. The girls stayed together. Still, we hadn't seen the guys. And then the last day after the hotel, we move into the house. And it was all a shit show from there.
All downhill from there.
It was literally a shit show from there.
So that's actually pretty... I didn't know that you were auditioning at first, or like not even on purpose, but they were interested in you for like the Real World or something, and you said no because you wanted to finish school.
Yeah. Look how responsible I am.
Yeah, really, honestly. And then they remembered you, and they were like, we have the new show that we want to, which honestly, I think like being on Are You the One sounds way more fun.
I think I would have been on Real World, like Seattle or some dumb shit.
Yeah,
like I'm pretty sure that was the
I don't know,
stuff that I was auditioning for.
Like, to me, Real World, they don't even do that anymore, right? That's like show so
I don't think they do it anymore.
Because it's very nostalgic. It's super like 2000s-y to me. Just having these people like cooped up in a house in a random city, and like they just have to get random jobs.
You just live your life with other people in a different city.
I don't know. Like, you have to have one of these dating situations with the drama and everything. But so also really quick sidebar. I don't know if we mentioned or you mentioned, how long ago was this?
This was about 8 years ago.
So yeah, this was 8 years ago, and the reason why I want to make sure that you guys know when this was, because we are eventually going to talk about social media and reality TV shows. And so when you went on, social media was not a thing.
Not a thing at all.
Yeah.
That's keep that. Take notes.
So she wasn't going on the Real World.
I was not going on
to be an Instagram.
Yeah. Are You the One?
Famous.
I was not going on any of it to
what
be.
What did I just say?
Real World.
Oh fuck.
But that's okay. We were talking about that too. But there was no intention of fucking gaining followers or anything. That was literally non-existent.
Yeah.
I was forced by my friends when I was leaving high school to get a Facebook. Like, I didn't have any of that social media. And then in college, I was forced to get a Twitter. And then finally Instagram rolled around. So filming began. And a lot of people are like, oh, like, did you know what you wanted to do? Did you know what you're in there for? Like, blah, blah. We literally, because we were the first season, And we were the only season out of Are You the One that didn't know what the fuck we were there for. We got out there. They gave us a bunch of alcohol. We were introduced to the guys, hanging out in the house, got fucking pissed drunk. And then the host came out. Ryan came out, Devlin. And he basically said, you guys are here. Your perfect match is here. You guys have to find it, and you split $1 million. We shit our pants. We were literally like, we didn't even come here for the money. We had no idea we were going to win money.
You had no idea. You just were like, oh, we're here to have
possibly
fun.
Find a boyfriend. Like that, it was a dating show. That was the premise that was given to us. A lot of people asked, though, if we were paid to be on the show. No. MTV actually, well, yes and no. MTV gave us enough money to cover rent and everything while we were gone. So we didn't have to worry about our bills.
Okay, that makes sense.
But we weren't like paid extra. So yeah, when you guys see us react to the news on the show, that was genuine. Like we had no idea. So that's what I like take from my season. Why I'm so prideful in the season was that we didn't put on for the cameras.
Yeah.
We didn't, I mean, maybe one person, which you guys, I'm sure you all know, Simone. She definitely put on a little bit, but that's just her personality. But we were there they gave us all the alcohol. They said, do what you want to do, have fun, and that's it. That's what we did. None of us had any intention of becoming famous afterwards.
Yeah.
No one wanted to be like the alpha there. Fucking no one thought that we like were going to have a following afterwards. Money, et cetera, was all just like it came with or after we were there. So a little behind the scenes, we were there for about a month. We don't have any access to the outside world. I couldn't talk to my parents. The producers talked to your parents and would relay information if you needed anything. We didn't have a cell phone. We couldn't have books. We didn't have TV. We had no idea what was going on. We were in a bubble, which is why I want to stress this, is that you see people become what they become on these shows. Because of the lack of access to the outside world.
Yeah.
Like you are just with these people 24/7. You get stir crazy. You drink a lot of alcohol. And that's what makes a good reality show is the fact that people lose their fucking minds.
Well, that's one thing that I've always laughed at when I watch these shows. I'm like, you've known this person for a week. Why are you so attached? But it's because that's all you've known for the week.
Yes. It's a very like, and even though, well, you know, I'm going to get there in a second. So every 3 days, was an episode. One day would be a date day. Another day would be the big ceremony, the matchup ceremony. And another day would be sort of an off day, but we would be doing interviews all the time. So we had our solid interview day. And then we had OTFs, which were on the fly interviews.
Okay.
So like when something happens, you get pulled out of the house. You talk about it. I think the one thing, a lot of people ask me if I had trouble getting used to the cameras in my face all the time. Literally, we would wake up. It's 6 a.m. We'd wake up with cameras just hovering over us. Like people already in there filming us. I didn't really care.
Weird.
As soon as you wake up, you go get mic'd. The only thing that it took me a while to get used to, and you can tell when you're watching these interviews, is that when you're interviewing, you have to talk like it's presently happening. Like you have to be in the moment. And let's say you're on the last episode, you have to talk about the first day like you're reliving it.
Yeah.
And that is really hard.
Okay.
So you see that.
So the like confessional interviews are like that are happening after the fact of everything, but okay.
It could literally happen that moment, like the moment after it happened. It could happen 3 days later, or it could have happened towards the end. And you have to
always wondered that because any reality show that I've ever seen, when they do their little confessional, when it's on the fly, those I can tell because they're in the outfit, they're in the area of where it was. But when they go into the confessional, they're like, I was so scared, blah blah blah, whatever, and they're talking about, and I'm like, how long did it take for them to do this interview? Because did that happen last week and they have to just live back in the moment?
Being a part of a reality show, I watch reality shows differently.
Yeah.
Now that I'm like seeing people interview, I'm like, that didn't happen right after it happened. Like that happened a few days later. Like I watched Chopped and I already know I'm already picking apart who won because I can see their emotions, because some people can't hold it together in their interview. It looks like they're crying about a mess up they had, but they already knew that they were eliminated. That's why they're crying.
Okay, see that, because that's the other thing too. Like, just I barely watched the Kardashians, but anytime it's ever been on, like at a friend's house or anything, when they're in the confessionals and they're crying, I'm like, that had to have been filmed like a month after the scene that they're crying.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're back in their feels crying over it.
I mean, I can't say that for every reality. I'm gonna assume that every reality show does that, but like, because I've been a part of it, and 3 shows, every show that I've done has done that, and it's been that way. I think all reality is shot like that.
I think so, probably.
Because you have to like, in order to carry on a storyline, you have to have all that information even after it's been done, said and done. So we had that, yeah. So interviews, OTFs, and then we had the confessional. The confessional you can do whenever. You walk into a room, you press record on a fucking camera, and they can place it at any point in that show, even if it's not after a moment that happened. There are so many confessionals I had on this show where I was just like, that happened way after that incident, or that happened way before that incident. Like,
damn. So there could have been like an incident where you and so were yelling at each other, and then you went in the confessional and you were
talking shit, and they could insert it into another thing where I wasn't having an argument with somebody, so it looked like I was still fucking pissed at them.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, with that being said, you have to sign a contract. And this is where it's funny to me, because everyone's like, oh, how do you get on a reality show? Like, what is the hardest parts? What is this? What is that? And it's like, whoa. Endangered elderly.
Oh, that's scary. We just got an Amber Alert.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Only you did.
What's a Silver Alert?
Oh my God. You scared me. That's so scary.
Well, turn it off so no one else hears that.
Oh.
Anyway, hopefully everybody's okay.
I'm gonna throw up now.
You just got a rush of fucking adrenaline in my body right now. I'm sweating, and I was just cold. I'm literally heating up. My face is turning red. You sign a contract going into it, and my best advice for people who want to get on reality is you have to have thick skin, and you have to be aware that you're not always going to be the main character, and you can be edited however they want to edit you.
Yeah.
You literally sign your soul away in that contract, saying you can edit me however you want. And it is literally in that contract. So, I mean, mind you, I've always been completely 100% authentically myself. I didn't give a shit. I was like, fuck it, I don't care. So I signed it away. Was I a drunk mess on the show? Absolutely I was. Am I disappointed in myself? No. Because even as a drunk mess, I was pretty much who the fuck I was the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of myself for being myself on the show the whole time. I'm disappointed a little bit with how much I drank, but I mean, that's how much I was drinking in college, and it just carried on to the show.
Also, I feel, when you're on vacation with a bunch of people your age and you're just partying, having fun, like, yes, it was for a reality TV show, but at the same time, you were on vacation.
Yeah.
You just were letting loose and having fun. Maybe forgetting that they were recording your every move and every action.
Well, even if we weren't being recorded at the time, if we were talking, there was a moment when I was filming Are You the One, where I was laying in bed. We were all trying to go to bed, and I was laying with Chris T, my non-perfect match, and we started to talk. We started to whisper. The producers rushed up there and said, you need to go down and get mic'd.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You have to be mic'd at all times until you fall asleep. I would get so drunk that I'd pass out, and they'd have to maneuver my dead weight to get the mic off of me. Because
they would have 8 hours of
literally me fucking snoring. Yes. I am not ashamed of the fact that I snore like a freight train, and
she really does. She sleeps like Dracula, and
I snore like a freight train.
Snores like a freight train,
and my boyfriend loves it, so it's fine. I've been accepted. That's for once in my life.
That's all that matters.
I think before I go into details about Are You the One, just the general stuff that a lot of people ask, like what happened to Christy? Was it false? But is it fake? Da 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 da. Just to briefly touch up on the other shows, Are You the One? Second Chances was fun to film, and with the fact that I like competing. We were in Australia.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yes, so that was really cool. I got to experience a different country. I was portrayed as the villain.
Yeah,
but
you were villainized.
Bad. And the thing is, with Are You the One? Second Chances, I went into that and with a solid mindset. Adam and I were really close, my partner, and then he just was really trash at all the challenges. I carried the team on my back. I will stay by that statement for the rest of my life till the day I die. Adam will fight me tooth and nail, but I literally carried the team. I don't care. Anyway, there was a lot of arguing between Adam and I, and a lot of it had to do with other things outside of the show. And Adam was smart enough every time to just stop talking when the cameras rolled around. And then that was also a show that I realized the cameras weren't there 24/7. When Are You the One, the actual show that I filmed, or the first show that I filmed, the cameras were around all the time. Mm-hmm. They had plenty of crew members. This one, they didn't have enough crew members filming. They'd be in bed, and there'd just be the cameras on the walls. So it took a while for people to come if there was a scene going on to get them there. But Adam would shut down every time, so it looked like I was just a psychopath yelling at him. But I remember leaving that show being like, I'm not getting any airtime. There were too many alpha personalities here. Like, I literally was just like, I'm fine with it. It's cool. Like, I want to see what they're going to do with it. I made it to the end, but let's see. And came out, I was the fucking villain. Yeah. Like, the worst character. I was just watching it just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely no.
I was, because I met Shanley, knew that she was on the shows, but I had not seen her on the shows. So one night we were just at your apartment and we put on the last episode of Second Chances. I was sitting in the bed like, Shanley,
yeah,
you
I was
are
mean.
so mean and scary.
I was mean. Like I said, it doesn't give me an excuse to say that I'm competitive. Like, I am a sore loser. I'm fucking competitive. But I'm telling you, if you had to deal with Adam in these moments, you would lose your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Well, and I was there in Australia losing my fucking mind every single day with him.
The way that you said that they also, like, he manipulated it in the sense of he wouldn't argue with you on camera.
Like the victim, yes.
So you looked like you were just this big meanie head screaming at him all the time.
Yep.
And then also because of that, I'm sure the producers were like, perfect. We have the perfect
none of them
villain.
ever. I thought I was close to the producers because some of them who filmed Are You the One came over to Are You the One Second Chances, and I was like, oh, I'm tight with them. Like, this is fine. They're not gonna portray me in a bad way, in a bad light. Which, thankfully, here is a little inside scoop. I was in a relationship when I moved or went on Second Chances, and it was towards the end of my relationship. I was already having my doubts about the relationship, and that's the reason why I chose to be on Second Chances. Every time I did a show was because I was at a moment in my life where I was like, oh, change is coming. Like, so I was like, I'm gonna go film this. After I came back, shortly after we ended things, whatever. But on the show, I was actually very flirty with one of the characters, Devin, who I love. Shout out Devin. I fucking think he's
Devin?
Which Devin?
The one that I know from
Oh
you.
yeah.
Oh, Devin.
Yes, Devin.
Love Devin.
He's great. I was very flirty in Australia with him, like to the point where I was like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm in a relationship. And one of the other characters on the show, Tori, called us out at one of the ceremonies saying, Shanley, you've been flirting with Devin, da-da-da. And I left set. Yeah, I left. I was bawling my eyes out. I left, went into like the confessional area, like away from everybody. One of the producers came in. I was like, this can't be shown.
Damn.
Like, this cannot be shown on TV. I can't humiliate my relationship.
It's making it look way
like
worse.
It's way worse. I haven't like crossed lines, but I toyed with the idea of flirting with somebody else, and I didn't want that.
And having someone call it out makes it way worse.
So when I said I thought I'd be cool with the producers, I was. They didn't leave that in at all. Like, they cut it out. They were just like, no. Plus, it didn't bring. There was no story to it. You know, like there was no reason for it to be in there. But yeah, so Second Chances was hard because after that, I got so much shit. There was no positivity from people watching that show. I was getting death threats. I was being told that I need to be abused by whatever relationship I'm in. Like,
and that's fucking disgusting. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your favorite reality TV star or character, whatever the fuck, has done. You should never send anyone death threats because no matter how fucked up you think they are, you're the fucked up one for doing that. Just want to PSA that.
Yeah, and also you don't know a person just from a fucking 10-episode reality show. Like I said, we're in a bubble. We have no contact with the outside world. There's alcohol involved. There's other sources involved. You go stir crazy. Some shit's said that you don't mean, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why also when I watch reality, I try not to look at someone who's being a dick like, oh, that person is for sure trash in real life. Like, fuck that person. Because that's probably not the case in a lot of shows that you watch. They're probably not a villain in real life.
Well, I think I mentioned this to you. There was this girl who was on a season of The Bachelor, and she was just super enthusiastic and really wanted to win. So she was really headstrong and would go right after the guy and everything. And everybody, all the other girls started to villainize her. So then the show also villainized her. The way they edited it, like they would literally put like dark music on whenever she was doing a confessional and stuff. They really, really villainized her. She got off the show. She got so much hate. And then, like a year later, I heard her do an interview where she said that trigger warning, was actually suicidal after the show because they made her look like this horrible bitch of a human. and all she got was negativity from it.
That's why I said, if you are ever wanting to do reality, you have to have thick skin. I am blessed to not give a fuck like about what people think of me.
Yeah.
Like, does it bother me sometimes? Yeah, because it more so bothers me that people are fucked up enough to say cruel things to someone they don't know, rather than the cruel things that are being said to me, because I'm just like, okay, whatever. But like, you have to have thick skin. You have to literally know that at any point they can turn the script on you and you can be the bad person, and you have to walk away and live with that. That's why I don't suggest signing up to a reality television show if you are not ready to be the blunt end of everybody's joke, or the villain, or the fucking perfect person. You have to live up to all these standards then, or live down, or whatever. But yeah, so it's actually really crazy if you think about it, like how I was villainized and how you're talking about that girl being villainized. The producers are constantly watching in a room. There's a room full of all the screens, all the cameras playing at the same time, jotting down notes of like how this story is supposed to go, what makes sense for what. Like, and then in every question they ask you in their interviews, it's because they know that there's a part of that they might run off with.
Damn. So they're just sitting there being puppet masters.
Yeah,
they're
like, the puppet masters.
This person's a little bit upset about this. Let's put that situation right in front of them and see what happens.
Yeah, they really are the puppet masters. So with Are You the One, producers were barely involved in the sense of like making things happen. They literally just said, here's $500 on the first day, $500 worth of alcohol, drink. We went through $500 worth of alcohol.
That's insane.
And then continuously day after whatever. Second chances, producers were more involved because it was a competition show. Yeah. There was a tight deadline. And then I did X on the Beach, and that show was just fucking fraudulent. Like, there was so much stuff that was producer heavy that I just look at it and I'm just like, how can anyone like watch the show and take it seriously? Yeah. There were moments where they forced me to talk about things that I didn't want to talk about, or like an incident that happened, I'd have to talk about it, like just stupid shit like that. But which is weird because people that filmed X on the Beach, some of those producers and cameramen were from Are You the One?
They probably were.
They just like reused people.
I feel like that because you got brought on that show when it wasn't even your real ex. It was like
it was a fake situation.
So I feel like with that show, they probably were just like pulling at what is it? What's that? What is it?
Pulling at straws?
Pulling on teeth?
Or
pulling teeth?
Not pulling teeth, because that makes it a difficult, like, it's like, oh, you're pulling.
No, that's what I mean. They were pulling teeth to get drama because they had a bunch of these, like, not real couples. So, you know, like.
Poor my BFF, Alicia, if you guys watch on X on the Beach, that was probably the most devastating situation to ever be a part of. Do you ever know what happened with that?
No.
Alicia was put on the show with her boyfriend. They had just broken up. They promised that they'd be good. He got to the show first, started hooking up with someone while she wasn't there. They flew her in.
Oh.
They really fucking it was so sad. So sad to watch someone go through this, where they flew her in. She got to witness that. People in the house kicked her out so he could continue hooking up with somebody else. She came back. They flew her back with me to come in again. Oh. And yeah, it was just like really sad. So basically the premise of X on the Beach is like there's like 10 singles in a house, and then all the exes show up, and then drama.
Yeah. So that's what I mean though. So okay, they had one actual dramatic sad thing, but then for you they were like, oh, okay, so you don't really actually care if your quote unquote ex does something else because he's not really your quote unquote ex.
So they they put me in other situations that I normally wouldn't have been in, but I handled it. I redeemed myself. That's the one thing I liked about X on the Beach, is I redeemed myself from second chances. People are like, oh, she's grown. Yep. Like, she handled that situation. Well, yeah, of course I've grown, but also like it's two different shows. Yeah. Like, one's a competition show, the other is a fucking vacation. And also, like, y'all don't see the whole thing. Like, you don't know. I wasn't that, I mean, I was mean, but I wasn't like the fucking villain that needs to fucking die, like everyone was saying. Yeah. It wasn't to that degree. But yeah, so I've had quite a few shows under my belt, and I know the inside scoop of all the things that go on. And yeah, I guess if we want to answer questions now from Are You the One? Because I'm more so known for Are You the One because it was on Netflix too. They just like recently put it on Netflix, and like we said before, it was like 8 years ago. So all these questions have been answered and whatnot, but I might as well give you a solid place where you can go back in case you forget the answers to like re-listen.
Are you with Christy still?
I am not with Christy. Fun story with Christy is that, like I said, again, we were in a bubble, and this is the point I was trying to make earlier that I said I would talk about later. So you're in this bubble with people. It's like it's the sped up dating process, but without any other factors. So like you are literally getting to know a person 24/7 for 30 days straight. Some people are like, oh, how you just met them? Like, how could you be like that? Well, I can because like there's basically rose-colored glasses over my eyes.
Yeah,
because that's all I know.
Fantasy land. You're in a beautiful location with a new romantic interest, and you don't have to go to a job. You don't have to worry about paying bills.
Your
all
friends,
you're doing,
your family are not there.
You're just drinking and partying and getting to know this person. So of course you kind of fall head over heels right away.
I also have attachment issues.
Well,
I like it really
that
obsessive.
definitely explains some of it.
But so yes, I was head over heels for Chris T on the show. And we left. We were not allowed. So when you are finished filming, you can't speak about the show until after the season is over with. After it airs, then it's over with. Like you can speak during it, but you can't tell anybody like where you're at that moment.
Yeah, because it would ruin the whole show.
Exactly. So after we flew back, none of us were allowed to visit each other, but Chris, I guess they okayed Chris coming to Indiana. And so he came to Indiana. I'm telling you, on the third day that he was there, I was like, get the fuck out of my house. I can't fucking stand you. I hated him. I literally was so annoyed by him. And the problem is that I had to be annoyed by him for however long it took until the season came out. And then for however long it took until after the reunion came out. And that's 10 weeks on top of however long it was until the season came out. So that's a lot of time to pretend that you are civil with somebody. And we agreed to it. Like after he left, we weren't like together, like we weren't dating, but we were like toying with the idea of like trying to be civil and whatnot. And then towards the end of the show, right before the reunion, I was like, fuck this. I don't want anything to fucking do with you. You are crazy. He fucking like would hit up all my friends. He would get mad at me for working at a bar. Like just all this shit, unnecessary shit. And I was like, block. Blocked him on everything. This motherfucker decided not only to hit up my friends, but to drive all the way to IU at the time for Little 500, which is this big party, to try to run into me. And that he came from Virginia. That's like a 15-hour drive or something like that. I don't know. I could be exaggerating.
Of bumping into you.
Yeah, and while he was there, all he did was tweet and talk shit about me.
Oh, God.
And it was just a fucking mess, right? And my dad, it got to the point where my dad wanted to get a restraining order on him.
Damn, really? Isn't that so crazy, though, that literally what we were just saying, when you live in this bubble, you think that Christy is amazing and he's going to be your boyfriend when you get home, and that's why you were so attached to him. And then you go into the real world for 3 days.
And then you immediately know, like, whoa, my glasses are off. This is kind of fucked. Like, what did I get myself into? And then furthermore, I've got to fucking deal with this for however long I got to deal with this and like try to figure it out and pretend we're together for the sake of our storyline.
Yeah.
Especially when we didn't even know what our storyline was going to be on the show. Like I didn't know that I was going to be a main character. I mean, I am a main character, but I didn't know that I was going to be that big on the show.
Yeah.
And this is not me like bragging. The producer, the creator, the director of that show thanked me. Because he still thanks me till this day. He's like, "You're the reason Are You the One is still on TV."
That's what I was gonna say. You gave them all the views because you were so dramatic and you were so in love, quote unquote, and everything. So
we didn't know how that was gonna go. And then once we started seeing that everyone was such a Chris T and Shanley stan. We shipped them. They're cute. This is what true love looks like. We had to go with it.
You had to go with it.
I literally had to go with the flow.
Well, kind of moving into the direction of talking about, had you gone on the show now and this was the situation, you probably would have either had maybe in your contract from MTV, or just as a smart move for you and Christy probably would have like faked a relationship for like a year.
Oh yeah.
Because you know that that's what would sell on your Instagrams, and that's how you'd get more clout and followers and everything. And that's what so many couples from these reality TV shows do now. I see them pop up. I don't even watch these like Love Island and stuff. I don't watch anything, but I'll see on TikTok these quote unquote couples now after their show is aired being all coupley and in love, and I'm like,
and then it doesn't last.
No, you're not actually together.
Well, yeah, it's because it's such a huge difference. Like we said earlier, 8 years ago, clout on Instagram, clout on social media was not a thing.
You weren't gonna make money and become famous from social media.
And for me personally, after doing reality television, I was terrified of people taking that and being like, you're not getting a job here, you're not doing this. Like, it was so frowned upon to be on reality television back then that I was just like, oh my god, like, how do I apply for jobs? Like, am I gonna get shit on? Like, I want to be a host now. Like, they're gonna look and see that I was on MTV, a drunk mess. Like, it was terrifying. But now people literally go on reality television for the sole purpose of gaining a following, because the more followers you have, the more jobs or things that you can get.
Yeah.
Based solely on how many fans you have. And that's why I hate reality television.
Yeah, because
I don't watch reality television. It's not real.
It's all of these people that are going on now because they see it as a quick climb to the top to fame and stardom, and like, oh, I'm gonna go on this reality TV show and I'm gonna book my ticket for LA when I get home because now I'm an influencer. And I mean, hey, listen, that's awesome and smart if you want to be an influencer and chase that clout and everything, but it does kind of suck to see these reality TV shows and not believe them anymore. Like, I used to love The Bachelor because I thought that the girls going on genuinely were fighting each other to
which they
win
probably
the
were at the time.
Yeah.
Years ago, they probably were like, oh my god, like, this is a chance to be on TV, but like also
find my husband.
Because like, there's like a couple people that like lasted for a while that, you know, but now you just see these people go on and like make a fool of themselves or say something outlandish or like whatever, fake something for attention. And it's just like, now I just don't believe reality television.
Yeah, I just know that.
And also being on shows that I know were producer heavy. Like, I'm like,
yeah,
that's stupid.
Well, now I just watch shows and I'm like, okay, you just are trying your absolute best to be one of the most popular on the show so that then afterwards you can sign to an agency and be a little influencer, famous person running around LA and meet up all TikTok boys. And
that's the whole like allure of reality television. And this is literally, I'm sorry if this ruins reality television for you. Like, you got the inside scoop of knowing what's going on, who's doing what, why they're doing it, et cetera, et cetera. But like, it really, truly, after being on reality television, I stopped watching reality television, minus like Wife Swap or like some stupid shit that comes on. But like, never catch me watching The Bachelor. Like, I don't find those shows entertaining because I know how fraudulent they are.
Well, yeah. And so right before we started filming this episode, I was showing Shanley, I was scrolling through TikTok and people were talking about something that just happened on Bachelor in Paradise last night, apparently, where this guy, Brendan, I don't fucking know, and Piper, they came onto the show and they were having a little private conversation. They thought that they weren't being filmed and recorded, and they were talking about literally only being on the show to get airtime because that will get them more Instagram followers. And before that conversation aired, if you look at their social media, this is what the account was on TikTok, their followers were going up, up, up as soon as they, unfortunately, like, shot themselves in the foot and talked about that they were only on the show for followers. Their following has shot down, like 10K they've lost. Meanwhile, the other girl who apparently was getting played by this Brendan guy who didn't say she was on the show just for followers, she keeps going up because people know, like, I know you're going on a show for clout, but I don't want to hear you say that. And then if you do say that, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Oh, absolutely.
Meanwhile, like, what did I think you were there for in the first place? To find love?
I just feel like you watching reality shows now, you guys need to watch it with like clear vision.
Yeah.
Like, some of that shit
I mean,
is a little ridiculous.
Even Harry Jowsey and Francesca, like, after they got off of their show, they had obviously gotten the most attention and the most followers. They blew up. So, and then they were still in a relationship. And then they broke up, and it was a very public breakup. And then Francesca started dating someone else, and Harry was still single. And then her and her girlfriend broke up, and now she got back together with Harry, and that was all over the internet. And now they're broken up again. Like, it's all for PR.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
all for PR. Like, maybe they really were together after the show, but I'm sure it didn't last that long. And they kept it going for clout reasons, and then they finally broke up, and they probably were like, you know what, we should
toy with getting back together.
Fake that we're getting back together.
We're not getting any followers right now.
Look at all the numbers that we'll get. Look at when we post a photo together and TikToks together about talking about one another and everything.
It's all very calculated nowadays.
Yes, it is. And the joke with Kris Jenner, like, oh, like the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. I wholeheartedly believe Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott never broke up. I believe they absolutely never broke up, but the whole Kardashian Jenner empire, they were like, what will look good for our show? What will look good for numbers and everything? It's okay, Kylie's gonna have a baby and her and Travis are gonna be happy together. Then they have to break up a little bit. Then they can toy and give the fans a little bit of crumbs that they're getting back together, and then boom, we're gonna announce that she's pregnant and they're back together again.
The Kardashians are geniuses.
They're geniuses.
I mean, Kris Jenner is a genius. But that's how everybody's trying to live their life now.
I know.
Kris Jenner set the fucking bar really high, and now everyone's like, we got to do this and this and this for clout. We got to do this. Let's fake this. Let's do this. And everything is so calculated nowadays that it's just like tiresome. It's tiresome, but it's also entertaining. We still keep up with it.
I know,
like,
but that's
you can't help it.
That's why because I really, when I used to watch The Bachelor, I would get so attached. I'd be like, oh my God, I love them. Or even Bachelor in Paradise, I love this couple. I hope they last. Now I'm just I can't watch it because I don't get attached because, especially living in LA, like I said, all these reality TV stars then move to LA right afterwards. So I usually bump into them and I'm like, oh, you're sucking face with someone that's not the person you left Bachelor in Paradise with.
It's very, very common to find people around Los Angeles doing things that we didn't expect them to be doing.
Yeah. One other funny thing was some comedian made a joke about the girls or the guys that get kicked off The Bachelor / Bachelorette the first episode, and when they do their little interview and they're crying, be like, I just thought like we really had a connection, and the comedian was like, they're only crying because they know that they can't move to LA and get a contract with FabFitFun.
I mean, that's true. That's like one of my
It's
first like
true.
fucking brand deals that I've had.
But it is true. Like, exactly. Talking about airtime, you get kicked off the first episode, you might get
you wasted
a couple
your time.
thousand followers, but
you wasted your time, because that's why people are so devastated. Is like, oh, I have to be the center of attention. I have to be the main character, because if not, then why did I do this show? Because it is draining on your mental. It is draining just physically as well.
Yeah.
And you really are putting yourself out there for millions of people to see and judge you. So what are you taking away from that? No love, no money, no sponsorship. Like, it fucking sucks. And that's why you need to go, if you're doing a reality television show, you need to go into it with the right intentions and low expectations.
The new show that we have,
F-Boy Island?
Yeah, F-Boy Island.
F-Boy Island, baby.
That show is so funny because it's so clear which of the guys went on that show straight up for clout. I mean, even one of the main girls had already 500,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, which is something to boost her brand.
She went on, exactly, just to get even more popular, which, awesome, great. But it just kind of sucks when you're trying to believe that this is for love, to find love, when you're like, okay, clearly it's not. It's to find clout. And then some of these guys were so obvious that they were there just for clout, and they were doing everything they could. There's this one guy, Garrett. He did everything in his power to be the center of attention, be constantly talking to the cameras.
Manipulative.
Because
he knew.
He wanted all the airtime, and
he got it.
Then it even came out that he had a girlfriend, and they went on a break. Didn't break up. Went on a break for him to come on this show. And they still kept him on the show. Even though he straight up basically looked in the camera and said, hey, I'm here for clout. That's it.
That's it. Fuck everybody else here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened. And then he didn't get any money because it bit him in the ass.
Well, good. Fuck him.
But I'm sure he got paid and whatever. I mean, they haven't really I feel like it's not that big of a show, even though it should be. It's on HBO Max.
I don't think it's gotten that.
But it just didn't get much
yet.
traction. So
it is pretty funny though, honestly.
I didn't hate it. I binge watched it.
I know.
And that was like the first reality show, like actual reality show that I've watched in a long time.
I think the reason why it was so funny is because they had Nikki Glazer as the host.
She was a legend. I love her.
And if you don't know who she is, she's a comedian. She's hilarious. So they really played into the corniness and like the scriptedness of the show. Like the whole when you get kicked off.
F-boy.
And then when you get kicked off, you had to go to that little F-boy area where you knew they weren't staying, but for the show comedic point.
For comedic purposes.
Yeah, thank you. Guys, I cannot talk tonight.
It's fine. We couldn't talk the other night, and we still had a fucking blast. Excuse you.
Pardon.
I guess I can just ask. Well, first of all, I want to know: would you ever do a reality television show?
No. So, when I moved out.
Wait, hold on. Before you continue, what if we were offered a show of our own?
Fuck yeah. Okay, that's the thing. So when I moved out to LA. I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself X amount of time to be successful in whatever I'm doing, whether it's acting, whether it's social media, whatever. And if I hit that marker and I feel as though I really I'm not even close to where I want to be, then I'll just say fuck it and go on The Bachelor because as long as I make it 5 episodes in, I'm going to get some followers and there we go. I'll just jumpstart my social media career and everything. Luckily, I no longer feel that way. I definitely don't want to be on any of those types of reality TV shows. But if we were offered a reality TV show or a reality TV show, like they wanted to just film our life or us doing funny activities or something like that, it was a reality show almost like the Kardashians where it's just about our life.
Yeah, I would do that probably.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, if you had absolutely had to film a reality show, a current one, which one would you do?
So I think I would either go on, I mean, obviously without Scott being in my life, because otherwise they're all dating one, so no. But I would do either The Bachelor because I have confidence in myself that I would be able to make my way towards the end. I think hopefully the producers would want to keep me on because I'd be entertaining, but I'd be nice. Maybe some funny moments would happen with me. Or I would do Too Hot to Handle, and I would literally do what Francesca and Harry did. I would find someone to just be like the on and off, obsessed with each other couple that I know clearly anyone watching would become obsessed with because that's exactly what happened with them. And those are the 2 shows that I think people get the biggest off of. And this is me only going on a reality TV show
for clout.
That would be those situations. I
would do none of those. If I was in my current situation with a boyfriend and everything, obviously none of those. But the show that I would probably, even right now, if it was asked of me, Big Brother. I've never watched a fucking season.
Oh, I don't know anything about Big Brother.
But I feel like that would be a respectful show to be on.
Yeah.
So I think I would do Big Brother.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that would be awesome.
Because you don't really hear anything bad about like how it's filmed and whatnot. Like obviously there's some shitty characters that come from it, but like it's like a competition. I don't know. You like live with people.
Yeah,
and you
it's just a competition. I wasn't even I just feel like when I think of reality TV shows,
you think of dating shows.
Thinking dating shows. I would love to be on like this Survivor because I just that would be fun. I would be a catastrophe on that.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it very far.
I wouldn't make it far because
Naked and Afraid. I would love to do Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, I would not. I would be afraid to be naked, so that wouldn't happen. But Survivor, I don't have survivor skills. Mm-hmm. I panic and freak out very easily, so that would be all bad.
You would just be the butt of everybody's jokes.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I'd probably make it pretty far because they'd be like, oh, this girl's not going to win in the end. We don't have to vote her off. Because, they try to vote off the strongest people. So, but I was going to say that in the voting ceremonies, you have to be conniving and sneaky and make people think you're going to not vote for them, but then actually vote for them. I would show all my cards way too fast. And I'd be like, I'm going to vote for this person. I'd like tell the person, I'm like, by the way, I'm really sorry. I got to vote for you.
Oh my God. I would not.
So
I'm pretty
bad.
good at being conniving and also very competitive.
Yeah. So you would do amazing on Survivor. We could go on Survivor together.
Oh, imagine. Imagine. Is Survivor still going?
I
I think so. There's like 100 seasons
People
of Survivor.
love Survivor.
We do that or like Big Brother together or something. I would
Although,
host reality shows too. I
what
would
if-
never go back on MTV, but I would host an MTV reality show.
What if I was your Adam part 2 and you just yelled at me?
I
the
would
whole
yell
time?
at you though. That's the thing. Like I can't help it. Sometimes I get really angry and competitive. And if you're not going to pick up, I mean, if you're doing your best, I won't get mad at you.
Yeah.
But if I know that you can do better and you're not even trying, then there's a good chance that I'm going to be a psycho bitch.
Yeah.
But
True,
that's
fair.
another thing. If I took anything away from these reality shows, I think they have shaped me, like shaped who I am today in a sense, not drastically or whatnot, but I will always have video evidence of how I acted
Yeah.
at a certain point in my life. I can always look back and be like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to treat people like that. With Are You the One, I was super aggro. I was like very confrontational. I was drunk. I was a mess. I didn't give a shit about anybody's feelings except my own. I was very selfish. And I look at that and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. If I have to be like that, I can be like that. But I don't want to be like that. And that's why it's hard for people to wrap their heads around why I've changed so much. It's 8 years ago I was filmed. I was young. I'm older. You want me to change. Like you want me to grow as a person. But like also I literally got to watch myself on TV and be like, oh shit. Like I probably shouldn't have done that. And the thing is, it wasn't just on TV. Like it would trigger me to be like, fuck, I've handled situations like that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to be like that. So that's like the best thing I can take away from being on reality television and being able to access that material whenever I want is because it literally shows me how far I've come, the person I have become, and the person I was, and like what I don't want to be like moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a really, really amazing takeaway from being on the show is you could have stayed in that villain lane and just been like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be a bitch and that's just how I am. Whereas now you're like, I don't want to be that way.
I'm a docile little lamb.
Yeah, you are just
kind of.
You're just what we said, what was it, the first or the second, part 1 or part 2 of the first episode,
probably.
where we were saying that you don't immediately react anymore, but you still have that.
I still have a little fire in me.
Yeah.
Like if I need to, I will react the way I've reacted before. But like it's taken lots of years of practice and reflection to get to the point I am where I'm at today. Because I lived most of my life like that.
But
just
you know
a
what?
Firecracker. I didn't give a shit.
You probably wouldn't have been casted on the show
Exactly.
had you been able to see what's going on, take it in, digest it, and then react. You were just reaction.
Yeah.
So they were like, fuck yeah, we need her on the show.
And I brought it. And then they made lots of money from me.
Yep.
I take all the credit.
I am the reason.
I was the pioneer.
Are you the one?
I paved the way. I paved the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I have any other questions that people want? I was looking through.
Yeah. What are like the main questions that people always?
I know we answered a lot of them by just discussing everything, but some of them are like, oh, what did we do off camera, which is very rare to have a moment of not being around cameras unless people are busy filming something else. There's always cameras everywhere. Actually, we were never off camera. They put cameras everywhere. So we were always on camera. But like if we weren't having a day like where we had to do things, we literally fucking played cards.
That's so cute.
And like laid out or like went to the weightlifting area, the gym area. I never did, but the boys did.
Yeah.
Swam in the pool. We did things like normal people would, like on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But in Are You the One, towards the end, we were exhausted. And we were just playing cards the whole time. And they're like, you guys have to drink. This is so boring. Like, you have to. We need to finish these episodes. And I was like, okay.
That's so insane. Do they enforce drinking on reality TV shows as much as they did with you?
No,
I feel like they don't now.
No, they don't. They've restricted a lot of drinking. Like I said, times have changed. People got out of control when they're drunk. there's a lot of fights. There's a lot of really bad things that happen. So I know MTV has limited the amount that you can drink. There, you do not have access like we did.
Yeah.
Like I literally would call and ask for a bottle of Jameson, and they would give me a bottle of Jameson to myself, and I would hide it in my suitcase.
God.
Nowadays, you can't. I don't even think they give you dark liquor on these shows anymore. It's a lot more like wine, beer, and like maybe vodka.
Well, even just like 5 years ago, I feel on these shows there were so many fights that would break out, and now I feel like there's like rarely any fights because I don't. Yeah, they got in trouble.
Like there's legality matters when it comes to that stuff. Even with X, so like with X on the Beach, I remember I had to like beg for one of the PAs to get me tequila because I didn't want to drink anything that they had.
Yeah,
and they would secretly do that for us.
Damn.
No, I'm not gonna say names because I don't want you to get in trouble in case you're still a PA. But you guys are fucking awesome. So yeah, we didn't really do much off camera. Nothing was acted. And at least in Are You the One, nothing was acted. Nothing was scripted. I think the only scripts that we had were in the interviews of like saying some sort of like catchphrase, or if we didn't remember how to say something or what was said, we were told what was said so that we could repeat it. That was pretty much it. None of it was scripted. We never had a script, but like in X on the Beach, like I said, it was very producer heavy. So like they influenced a lot of the things that happened. I don't know. How much money did I actually win after Are You the One? I don't know if this is still to this day how they do it, but we were splitting $1 million. We were given the option to either take like $100 a week or like a certain amount every day for the rest of our lives, or take a lump sum of $32,000 that wasn't taxed. So we'd have to pay our taxes on it and whatever else. So I'm probably left with like $25,000 from the $50,000. I mean, we pretty much answered everything.
Yeah.
Like I told you how, like, what my thoughts on how I was portrayed, like different for every show. Here's another thing. So someone asked, did they actually take measures to protect people's mental health and or screen for those? So yes and no. We were screened. It's a grueling process. You have to go to like a psychiatrist, everything, like, and to check out for your mental, which I still think is all bullshit because they still let people on the show that were a little kooky and like off their rocker, i.e. Kayla, Brittany, those were on my Are You the One season. Like there was some issues there. But they did what they could in a sense to like prevent mental breakdowns, like to the craziness, except for Kayla. Kayla had that really crazy mental breakdown. Wait, what was my point of this question?
Do they really care about mental health?
So I don't think they actually do. I guess that's long story short. I don't think they really care about the mental of people, because that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go back on MTV after my situation with a character from a different season of Are You the One. If you guys don't know, I briefly was hanging out with a character on season 6, I think, and he allegedly recorded things that I didn't know he was recording and then threatened to use them against me. So basically, I lost my mind when I found this out and just had a mental breakdown, and they flew me to this reunion to like, air it out, like bring awareness to things that happened to this. And it was just so shitty of an experience for me that I was just like, you guys don't give a fuck. You want me here because this is content. Yeah, this is for your story, not for me. So ever since then,
it was actually something that was
very serious for me.
Very serious, was really upsetting you, was really taking a toll on you, and MTV was just like, oh, perfect.
They somehow, the guy figured out that I was flying there, that I had landed. How? I hadn't even spoken about it to anybody. Okay. So it was just like, how? But yeah, other than that, like, I loved my experiences on the shows. I had fun. I'm glad I did them. I don't think I will ever do a reality show again, let alone, I know I won't be on MTV again unless I'm hosting, but it is what it is. And I'm glad it's given me like things to talk about. It's given me like a little background story. It's given me like a chance to see situations in my life over again on TV if I wanted to, which, don't get me wrong, I've watched my shows quite a few times. Yeah. They're entertaining.
Well, I just think what is so cool that, like we said, you went on it 8 years ago when social media really wasn't a thing, and you are still popping.
I still have some dedicated fans.
Whereas I feel some other people kind of going back to like just like they didn't get enough airtime or whatever, didn't really get super popular. Even people who are on newer seasons that came out when social media was a thing, you still are
above and beyond.
Above that.
Yeah, it's kind of, no offense to everybody, but like I don't know
you
what
also
resonates
just
with
made
people.
a brand for yourself too. Like I think one thing that's so awesome about you is you always go on your story and do like, ask me a question and I'm going to tell you the answer, or let me roast you, or like, would I rather this or that? Like whatever. You are really always engaging and you are so yourself.
I'm very unapologetically myself.
Yeah.
From the day that I was fucking born to the day that I formed a personality till right in this current moment, I have never been, I don't hold many regrets that I've done myself. Like, some situations I've been in, I've regretted, but like I have stayed true to myself. I've always been unapologetically myself, and that is the main thing that makes me who I am, because it is me.
Yeah,
like that's the one thing I carry, and I'm proud
you
of.
kind of have made your social media like your own little reality TV show of yourself. Like you still show you and your personality so much on your social media, so I think that's what people resonate with too. And even someone who maybe doesn't know that you were ever on a reality TV show, they just find you and they're like, oh, this chick is so cool. She's so badass. She's so funny. Real. She talks about weird shit. I want to just follow her for that.
Yes, I am pretty real on my social medias. And if you're not following me, you should follow me.
Shanda the Panda.
I'm chasing for clout right now.
Duh.
That's why we're doing this podcast. Just kidding.
Duh.
I'm totally fucking kidding.
Clout. No, it is so funny though, just being in LA and seeing all of these people just come out here and trying to become besties with people on TikTok and stuff, and
it's just not something that I want to get into.
No.
Ever.
I'm very blessed and fortunate and privileged to be living the life that I'm living, but I don't feel any need to like really insert myself into like the world. Like if I wanted to, I probably could like message some people from TikTok and be like, let's collab and stuff. But I don't know. I like
not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I like, obviously when I started dating Scott, I got a big influx of followers from him. And I mean, hey, that was great and everything. And I love the fans that he brought over to me because they're just amazing, amazing people. But that's not something that I was like seeking out. I was very okay with where I was. Mm-hmm. He just helped me out a fuck ton. But had I not had that, I would have been fine still, and I wouldn't have searched for it. Where I think a lot of people
if it falls into my lap, for sure. Like, I'll take it. Like, I'll be happy about it. But you're right. A lot of people in LA are pursuing that.
That's all they care about.
It's like why they hang out with the people they hang out with. It's not even just in LA, just people in general. Like, you hang out with certain people. Some people will hang out with certain people because they feel like something's going to come out of it in their benefit. Like, people use people all the time. And that's something else we can get into in a different episode, because I could go on about that for days.
I know.
But this one has gotten a little fucking long because all I do is talk. But hey, now you guys have it in one place. Now all your questions hopefully have been answered. And if they haven't been answered, go ahead, feel free. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. I will do my best to answer it. I've been pretty good about that. I've been, being pretty social.
Yeah, she's really good. And also DM us on Too Tough Pod.
Yes, we read all of your DMs. Sometimes we'll repost whatever you've given us. Sometimes we'll respond. But just know that you have not gone unnoticed.
Unnoticed, unseen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I want to have a reality TV show, me and you.
Well, let's just do some vlogs or some shit.
What we have to do is post a fuck ton of content, and people hopefully will
get invested in our lives,
and then we could pitch it.
Yes.
That'd be so sick.
Like the Simple Life.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
The new Simple Life. Except we're not stupid.
No, but we're
not that they were
simple,
but they were kind of stupid on the show.
Yeah, I mean, but I kind of feel like those, like how I would be.
Yeah, probably. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Too Tough to Cry. We'll be back.
Duh.
Don't worry.
Duh.
You're going to hear us the same time next week.
Yeah.
If there's no technical difficulties.
Difficulties. No, there won't be. At least I hope not. I don't know. This Celsius is hitting me
at the wrong time.
So hard. I feel like I need to just fucking plow through that glass door.
Oh my
Who
God.
knows why?
All right. I'm going to go smoke some weed. I'll talk to you guys later. Adios.
Bye-bye.